Let me tell you about a man named David. David wanted to get in shape. Every year he made the same resolution. He would join a gym in January. He would go a few times. Then his motivation would fade. Life would get busy. The gym membership would go unused. He felt like a failure each time this happened. He knew he needed to exercise, but the thought of a long workout was overwhelming. It felt like a mountain he could not climb. The goal was too big. The effort seemed too great. So he did nothing at all. He felt stuck in a cycle of good intentions and no action. One day, David heard about a new idea. It was called the 2-minute rule. The idea was simple. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. David was skeptical. How could 2 minutes of anything change his life? But he was also desperate for a change. He decided to apply this rule to his goal of exercising. He decided he would put on his workout clothes and drive to the gym. He didn't even have to go inside. That was the entire habit. Just get dressed and drive there. It seemed so small, almost silly, but it was a start. This small action was the key that unlocked everything. On the first day, he put on his clothes and drove to the gym. He sat in the parking lot for a moment, then drove home. He had succeeded. He had completed his new habit. The next day, he did it again. On the third day after driving there, he thought, well, I'm already here. So he went inside. He walked on the treadmill for just 5 minutes. This tiny, almost effortless start broke his old pattern of inaction. It proved to him that he could show up. The small win gave him a little boost of confidence. This story shows a powerful truth. The most important part of any new habit is starting. It is not about the grand gesture. It is not about the perfect plan. It is about taking the first step, no matter how small. David didn't try to transform his life overnight. He just focused on winning the first 2 minutes. This tiny habit of showing up was the seed. From that seed, a consistent workout routine grew. He proved that small habits are not insignificant. They are the entry point to remarkable change. They are the atoms of a better life. Our brains are amazing machines. They are always looking for ways to save effort. This is where habits come from. Think of a habit as a mental shortcut. When you do something for the first time, your brain has to work hard. It has to think through every step. But when you repeat that action over and over, your brain starts to automate the process. It builds a special pathway for that behavior. This pathway is called a habit loop. It makes the action easier and more automatic each time. Your brain loves this because it frees up mental energy for other tasks. This habit loop has 3 simple parts. First, there is the cue. The cue is a trigger that tells your brain to go into automatic mode. It could be a time of day, a location, or an emotion. For example, your morning alarm is a cue to get out of bed. The smell of coffee can be a cue to pour a cup. Second, there is the routine. This is the actual behavior or habit itself. It is the action you take after the cue. It could be brushing your teeth, checking your phone, or going for a run. The routine is what we usually think of as the habit. The third and final part of the loop is the reward. The reward is the prize you get for doing the routine. It tells your brain that this particular loop is worth remembering for the future. The reward satisfies a craving. For example, the reward for brushing your teeth is a clean, fresh feeling in your mouth. The reward for drinking coffee might be the feeling of alertness. This positive feeling reinforces the habit. It makes your brain want to repeat the loop again and again. The stronger the reward, the more likely the habit will stick. Understanding this loop is like getting the instruction manual for your brain. You can use this knowledge to build good habits. You can also use it to break bad ones. If you want to create a new habit, you need to choose a clear cue. You need to define a simple routine, and you need to give yourself an immediate reward. For example, if you want to read more, your cue could be getting into bed at night. The routine is reading 1 page. The reward could be the feeling of satisfaction, or simply the interesting story. This simple CRR model is the science behind all human habits. Many of us are very good at learning. We read books, we watch documentaries, we listen to podcasts, we gather a lot of knowledge about what we should be doing. We know that exercise is good for us. We know that eating healthy food gives us more energy. We know that saving money is important for our future. The problem is not a lack of information. The problem is a gap between knowing and doing. We have the knowledge, but we struggle to turn that knowledge into consistent daily action. This is where the power of habits becomes so important. Habits are the bridge that connects knowledge to action. They are the system that allows you to apply what you have learned. Let's imagine you learn that drinking more water is crucial for your health. This is just knowledge. To turn it into action, you need a habit. You could decide to create a simple system. You might fill a large water bottle every morning. This is the routine. The cue could be seeing the water bottle on your kitchen counter. You make it obvious. You make it easy to do. Over time, drinking water is no longer something you have to think about. It becomes automatic. Consider another example. You learn about the benefits of gratitude for mental well-being. You know it can make you happier. How do you turn this knowledge into a practice? You can build a habit around it. You can decide that every night before you go to sleep, you will write down one thing you are grateful for. The cue is getting into bed. The routine is writing one sentence in a journal. The reward is the peaceful feeling you get before you fall asleep. You are not just thinking about gratitude. You are actively practicing it. You are building the identity of a grateful person. This is the real secret to self-improvement. It is not about a single moment of inspiration. It is about the small daily routines that you build. Knowledge points you in the right direction, but habits are the vehicle that takes you there. Without habits, knowledge is just potential. With habits, knowledge becomes real, tangible change in your life. Every time you complete your tiny habit, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. You are closing the gap between who you are now and who you want to be. You are turning what you know into who you are. Starting a new habit can feel difficult. We often try to do too much, too soon. We aim for a massive transformation from day one. This approach rarely works. The key is to start small. Make it so easy that you cannot say no. Here are 3 simple, practical strategies you can use to build a new habit, starting right now. These methods are not complicated. They are designed to help you take that first, crucial step. They focus on making the beginning of the journey as smooth as possible. Remember, the goal is to build momentum, not to achieve perfection. First, use the strategy of habit stacking. This means you link your new desired habit to an existing habit you already do every day. Your current habits are already built into your brain. You can use them as a powerful cue for your new routine. For example, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. The existing habit is pouring coffee. The new habit is meditating for 1 minute. Or after I take off my work shoes, I will immediately change into my workout clothes. You are simply attaching a new behavior to an old one. This makes it much easier to remember. Second, redesign your environment for success. We are often influenced by the things we see around us. You can make your good habits more obvious and your bad habits less visible. If you want to eat more fruit, don't hide it in the back of the refrigerator. Put a bowl of apples and bananas on the kitchen counter where you will see it all day. If you want to practice guitar more often, don't keep it in its case in the closet. Place the guitar on a stand in the middle of your living room. Make your cues impossible to ignore. A better environment naturally leads to better choices. Finally, never miss twice. Everyone makes mistakes. Life gets in the way. You will have days when you forget your new habit or don't have the energy to do it. That is perfectly normal. The important thing is to get back on track as quickly as possible. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the beginning of a new, undesirable habit. Forgive yourself for the first miss, but make a promise to yourself that you will show up the next day. The journey to building better habits is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent and resilient.